And just like that, the world was introduced to one of gaming's most iconic duos, Jak and Daxter. Since this is Valentine's Day and everyone wants to celebrate relationships, I thought I would take the time to explain one of my personal favourite relationships of all time, Jak and Daxter. Doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, just has to be a relationship, in my eyes, that stands the test of time. Jak, followed by his best friend Daxter, ignore the vice of the Green Sage and head off to Misty Island to sneak about and see what trouble and mischief they can get up to.
Old green stuff told us not to come here.
Whilst they are there, they sneak upon a chance meeting with Big Bad Villain number 1 and Big Bad Villainess number 2. What follows is Daxter finding his way into a vat of dark ooze called Dark Eco and turning himself into the lovable little orange ferret creature thing that we know and love. The game then follows a very simple premise of trying to get Daxter back to normal. It's not a big save the world plot, it's not anything major like that at all, it's just Daxter wants to be turned back to normal, so let's go find the master of Dark Eco to turn him back to normal. Which is a refreshing change of pace in regards to gaming. It doesn't have this big elaborate save the world plot, it's just a very simple change me back. For the time in PlayStation 2, not long after the final releases of the Crash Bandicoot series, Naughty Dog took their first step into the world of PlayStation 2. For the time, having a world of this magnitude, which really, when you think about it, you can walk everywhere in this game. It feels connected. It feels like a big world. There's no loading times in this game other than the loading time to introduce this game. So going from the world of the Forbidden Jungle all the way to the second world of the Blue Sage's hut, it's one big connected area. The only thing is you have to take a hovercraft to get through the fire pit. And even then, it's all connected and there's no loading times at all. Which even now, for a platformer like this, is really impressive. The relationship between Jak and Daxter is what really makes this game. It is wonderful, the sass. Because Jak doesn't even talk. Daxter does all the talking for Jak.
Wait a minute! We are not going back to Misty Island! Are we?
And even in Jak's facial expressions, you can see they get on each other's nerves sometimes, maybe, but you can see they love each other and you can tell how much they trust one another. This game got 2 sequels, Jak 2 and Jak 3. Starting with Jak 2, they actually gave Jak the ability to talk, which when he started out, he had a wee bit of an attitude problem, but that'll happen when you're tortured for years on end. But during that time, you see the relationship evolve and how Jak really does feel about Daxter. And you can see how much they care for one another. To the point that, spoiler alert, in 3, 2, 1. At the end of Jak 3, when Jak has the opportunity to go and be and live the legacy he's supposed to live, he chooses not to. And he stays with his friend, Daxter. He stays true to his best friend, which that is love and loyalty, no matter how you look at it. If you haven't taken the time to go explore and learn and play these wonderful games, you are doing yourself a disservice. You need to go and find these games. They are on the PlayStation 3 store, the PlayStation 4 store, and you can buy the originals on PlayStation 2. You have no excuse to not play these wonderful games. I promise you, you will lose hours and hours playing these games. They're just a joy, an absolute joy, and easily one of my favourite gaming franchises to this day. And I really hope that someday in the future, they'll make a Jak 4. Maybe not, but one can hope, right?